Hi, I'm Rakael Carr, a leadership strategist and a financial growth coach. Today we are going to talk about budget. Does that make you excited when you hear the word budget? Or do you get sad when you hear the word budget? When I hear the word budget, I get excited. So if you are one of those people that cringe when you hear the word budget, I have another word for you, and that word is spending plan. What is a budget? A budget is your income and your expenses. That's it. It's a document that shows how much you have coming in and how much you have going out. You're just telling your money where you want it to go. If you're not telling it where to go, it's telling you where it wants to go. And you don't want to do that. Then you have chaos. And as a leader, you have to lead, one, yourself, your people, but also your finances, correct? And you might say, well, things are just going out. It's already assigned. I just spend, or you spend on your credit cards. Your budget or your spending plan gives you control. It puts some guardrails in place. It gives you historical data. It lets you know when things are changing. It gives you data that you can use to make better decisions. And in order to make very good decisions, you need what? Data. And if you don't have data, you don't know what your spending patterns are, you're not able to make decisions or make adjustments, things that I think you should absolutely do when you get paid. The first one is, if you're a believer, pay your tithes off the top. The second, the person that was out there working and doing all that work is you, so pay yourself. Third, pay your bills. And then fourth, you can put your savings, investments. And I know you're probably saying, there's not enough money for me to pay myself. When it comes to paying yourself, and if you feel as though you don't have enough, then you have to take some time to really look at your finances to get to the point where you can pay yourself. The reason why paying yourself is essential is you get tired. If you're working every day and you're getting paid and you can't ever do anything, you don't ever have enough money, you start to have some risky spending habits. And that usually comes in the form of credit, loans, and things that you really don't want to engage in. And find a way to pay yourself. When should you do your spending plan / budget? If you get paid every week, I recommend that you do it midweek, a couple days before you get paid. That way you're reconciling your previous budget spending plan to see what things went well, what things didn't go well, where you need to make adjustments. If you get paid every 2 weeks, I recommend you doing it, like let's say you get paid on a Friday, recommend you doing it on the Monday before the Friday you're about to get paid. That way you have a week's worth of data to reconcile your budget and determine if you stayed on track. If you didn't stay on track, you can quickly make adjustments. You might make adjustments to the budget, or you might make adjustments to yourself. And hopefully you can tell yourself no. You have to have discipline. So if you look over your budget and you see that there are areas that could use improvement, make those improvements. That's absolutely critical to overall financial success. Once you make those adjustments, then you look forward to next week. If you are someone that gets paid every day, every other day, your finances are variable. Treat it as if you do get paid on a weekly or bi-weekly basis. That way you'll continue to have those guardrails in place. That means you gather your data, whatever funds that you make, you don't use those funds until your payday. So treat yourself as though you get paid every Friday, and whatever you've acquired during that week, you're tracking. You really need to know that information, because if you don't know how to create somewhat of a pattern. So you know, okay, this month was a high month, this month was a low month. Why was it low? Why was it high? If you're able to look at that historical information, you're able to make the appropriate adjustments. You might know that certain times of the year, if you're a business owner, are always slow. So you have to make sure that you have funds saved to cover those slow months. You won't know that if you're not properly tracking. You might know it, but you don't know how much. And it's a good idea to track all your spending. Every penny should be accounted for. You should know where it went and how did it get there. When should you evaluate your budget or your spending plans? When you have a major event that happens in your life. If you get sick and you have doctor's bill, if you lose a job, if you get a new job, if you get a pay raise, if you get a bonus, if you start a new business, if you lose your business, your child is now moving on to college, or your child is now off of payroll. These are exciting times when your kid gets off of payroll. If you just had a baby, account for them being on your payroll at least from birth to maybe anywhere from 24 to 30, depending on your boundaries and how independent they are. If you buy a house, if you sell a house, if you buy a car, if you get married, if you get a divorce, if you have grandkids, these are all things that could change your financial situation. You have to allocate a certain amount of resources towards them. Or let's say you were paying on something and you finally paid it off. You have to reevaluate, because where are those new funds going to now go? You know what my 3 P's are, right? Be prepared, be proactive, and plan with any life decisions or major events. You can't go into it blindly hoping it all works out, hoping money falls from the sky. I have yet to see money fall from the sky or grow on trees. You also have to account for there's always going to be things that pop up, so you need a reserve for the unexpected. In summary, if you enjoy spending plan over budget, please use spending plan. But whatever you do, make sure that you are prepared, proactive, and that you have a plan. You are telling your money where it needs to go, and your money doesn't have you on a leash. And if you can't measure it, you can't manage it. You have to set expectations and goals for your money, so you're not in bondage and you're not a slave to your bills, but you can be in financial freedom and you can do the things that you desire because you've taken the necessary steps to have proper discipline, self-reflection. And if you fall off track, you're able to easily get on track, because you see those wins when you're looking at your budget on a weekly, monthly, or daily basis. Thank you for leading with Rakael. Follow, like, subscribe, and also forward. And until next time, I will talk to you soon. All right, bye for now.